RotoGrinders. Welcome to the DFS pregame show here on RotoGrinders. I'm Jordan Cooper, aka BlenderEd, Blender HD if you want to follow me on Twitter. And it's Wednesday, and it's maybe how long will my voice last until the end of this show? Who knows? I think maybe I'm getting my voice back just a little bit, but you're gonna have to compensate a little. You're gonna have to help me out in the YouTube chat a little bit for today's show. I see you guys in there. Infamous Talk, Suki Singh, Trey, Hog Lawrence, yo, good morning. Good morning. Give me those thumbs ups on your way in the door. Hit that like button. It helps us out. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Hit the notification bell to know when we go live. We got shows here on the YouTube channel. We got the Grinders live later today. Crunch time for premium members. Got Grant's live lock show for prop betting on the YouTube channel. So check that out. But yesterday was kind of a split day. Split day for me. Won on DraftKings, lost on FanDuel. And that was primarily due to having Jason Tatum on DraftKings and having Jaylen Brown on FanDuel. And Jaylen Brown turned his ankle, 6 minutes into the game? He was done. So 2 points there. That ain't going to do much for me on FanDuel. So the minus 90, whatever the hell percent on FanDuel, but made more than double my money on DraftKings. So it all worked out, made a little money total. Because I did not play. I played Luka on FanDuel, but I did not play Luka on DraftKings. I only played one lineup. I played one lineup primarily for smaller single entry GPPs, as well as I throw in some cash games, some head-to-head, some double ups or whatever for that, because I'm making a very cash-like lineup, but not necessarily a purely cash lineup. And pretty much, just play the Raptors, right? We had Fred VanVleet out last night, OG Anunoby again. So Malachi Flynn got the start again and played 41 minutes, and he was 3,100. So if you did not play Malachi Flynn on DraftKings yesterday, thanks for paying the rake. Okay, he was 71% owned, and he ended up in 97% of the top 1% lineups. But Flynn, Barnes, Trent did well. Siakam, not so much. I mean, he got 37 points. So, I mean, good enough raw points, but probably not to win. Dennis Schroeder was just turning the ball over left and right for the Rockets against the Clippers. I had Schroeder and Marcus Morris together in the lineup that I had on DraftKings, and that blowout in the last the 6 minutes, not getting the last rotation definitely hurt. So if we take a look, like my lineup, I threw in the $15 contest. It was essentially kind of the chalk, right? I made the best lineup I can without Luka. So instead of playing a cheaper guy, a lot of people played Aldridge. They did Aldridge, and they played basically this lineup without Trent. So it's this lineup with Aldridge, Luka, and I don't know who they fit in the shooting guard spot. So it would be Schroeder. Let's see. What was the lineup? It was very, very popular. Not with James Johnson. I'm just looking. 270. I should probably look under the duplicates. Look under the duplicates. You can do that in lineup HQ. Right here. Let's see. Yes, I think this was it. Yeah, with Marcus Morris in here. Yeah, Luka, Schroeder, Barnes, Siakam, Gafford, Flynn, Morris, Aldridge. Okay, so that was 174 dupes, the large field contest. Then we got this one, which basically instead of Morris, get Bruce Brown. Is that the only difference? I think that's the only difference, right? Play Bruce Brown instead of Marcus Morris and leave money on the table? I guess so. Right? And then we have another one here with Precious Achiuwa. You play all the Raptors. And here's one with Covington. Right? And you could sometimes you could tell where these lineups come from because of the projections around the industry. I can tell you this Bruce Brown one. This was the Bruce Brown or the Covington one were ones that from the RG projections. The overall, like if you would averaged out and aggregated around the industry, you would have gotten this top line, which is split in cash games on DraftKings. So it scored somewhere around like 250 something or whatever, 260. The lineup I had scored 283. Not playing Luka. But the winning lineup had Malik Beasley in it, which Anthony Edwards was ruled out yesterday. So we see the top lineup with Malik Beasley, 3.4%. When Anthony Edwards was rolled out, it bumped up the projection of Pat Beverly by about 2 points, Karl Anthony Towns by about 2 points, D'Angelo Russell by about 2 points, and it bumped up Malik Beasley from 14 to like 22 minutes and bumped him up a bunch of points, but like not like a slam dunk type of play. But if you got those guys into your lineup, you got a little bit of an upgrade. So we see here a 3% on Malik Beasley, 3,300, scores 33 points. Also benefited from what? It was like that was a blowout late in the game also, right? So many blowouts. Right, because Steph Curry only ended up with 46 points, but he was in the winning lineup. Right? Zubac had one hell of a game. His price is now up to 6,100. So yeah. So I mean, my lineups, I mean, I only played one lineup on DraftKings, but didn't look that much different. Right? There's LeBron and Jalen Brunson with Malik Beasley, second place lineup. We have Kuzma, Malik Monk at 1%. I'm trying to see a non-Malik Beasley lineup. Let's see. This is low owned, right? 3 Clippers. Let's see. Dorian Finney-Smith had 35 points yesterday. Wow. Didn't realize that. Yeah, but most of these lineups, you're gonna have you're gonna have 3 Raptors in it, right? Here's 3 Raptors. Here's 3 Raptors. Here's 3 Raptors. 3 Raptors, right? 2 Raptors, 3 Raptors. Or even Siakam, right? It's 7th place, even with the Siakam with only 37 points. We could go over here. We could take a look and compare some exposures across some sharp players. So we see with Malachi Flynn, if you didn't basically just, like 100%, 100%, 63, 100, for the most part, it was just basically over. A Hubro, 100%, Oxen Duck, 100%, Petty Theft, 90%. Pretty much the only Petty Theft and Kobe for MVP went lower on Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes was 41% owned. So I mean, I would say most were under. Right? Chipotle 40, Oxen Duck 40, RBX 47, and everyone else was still owned, still exposed. A lot of over on Luka. I didn't think Luka was necessary at 12,000 on DraftKings. Gafford, we see here. Yeah, RBX and Chipotle had 0 Gafford. But most were over on Gafford. On Schroeder as well. Schroeder. Is that how you pronounce it? Schroeder. Aldridge. Right, I mean, the chalk's the chalk for a reason. Like guys like Kuzma, you can see here. Under. 18% owned. More deciding not even to bother. The $9,200 Kyle Kuzma. Steph Curry, right? Not much in comparison. Even someone like Precious Achiuwa. Most didn't buy into the, his big game yesterday, the day before. And Zubac had 44 points. But you look across the board, outside of like RBX and Chipotle, most had barely any. Right? Petty, 2%. 2%. Sadiq Bey. Why was Sadiq Bey 10% owned yesterday? Was there a reason for that? I'll look around. I don't know. 10% owned, but like almost no one. Nerdy Tenor at 12%. But look, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I mean, zeros. So just looking through here, just to see where people landed. Terrence Mann was 8% owned, and barely anyone had him right here. Raul Neto. Why was he 7%? Why was he 7% owned? I don't know. What we see here with the Timberwolves, like Beverly. Most people were a little over. Jaden McDaniels. Oh, here we go. Well, Jaden McDaniels only had 16 points. But it was mostly the Colts and Chipotle Addict. But that late swap, the late swap for we filter by team. It's filtered by Minnesota. Like not having Anthony Edwards in makes enough of a dent on a 6-game slate that if you have swappability, why not get the extra 2 points in projection for a minimal change in ownership. So if you take a look at these ownership numbers. I mean, this was kind of the projected ownership with Anthony Edwards in. Russell was going to be around. I had him at around 18% owned. I had Towns around 8% owned. Beverly around 10. Maybe Vanderbilt around 4 or 5. Maybe you wouldn't get much. Maybe Beasley would be at 1 and not at 3. So it's like similar ownership, but you're gaining several points. Now I was only playing one lineup, so it's not like I could do a million late swaps, right? The only guys I had left in my lineup by the time I could do anything was Schroeder and Morris. So what was I going to switch that to? Beasley. If I would have played Beasley instead of Schroeder, what was Schroeder's price? I don't know what I would have swapped to. Would there have been somewhere in the $8,000 range in one of those 2 later games? I don't know. I stayed pat. But if you were playing a bunch of lineups and you could fit that in, it's not like I had to jam in Beasley, but I'm just saying to make those considerations. Okay, going through the YouTube chat. Not much going on here. Just good morning. Good morning, Kickstart. OB96, Slick, Nbot, RC Bremen. Good morning. What do you want to talk about? It'll be a short show. You can see my voice is a little bit better. It's a little bit better. But I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to last. Yesterday it lasted 42 minutes. It wasn't that bad. What's going on today? Today we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 8 games today. I'm not sure if I'm going to play tonight. Not exactly sure, but we're waiting on Garland. We're waiting on Porter, right? Because Porter was injured yesterday for the Rockets. I don't know how much that's going to make a difference. Just means you don't play Schroeder anymore, right? It's even project. Well, let's see. These are just the initial. Right, 18. Oh, no. No, is someone else back for Houston? What's going on with Houston? I have no idea. But they're way okay. They're a 14-point underdog. Yeah, well, they're the worst team in the league. Grant Brown says, given Siakam's salary, seems like a group limit to max 3, if including Siakam max 4. If not including Siakam, because the likelihood Siakam and the 6K players all hit ceiling together. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. It obviously depends on the contest that you're playing. For large field, I would agree with you. If I was playing large field GPPs yesterday, I would have capped Raptors at 3. But I mean, my lineup was more of a cash, more of to win a 166-man, single entry contest. knowing that Luka is going to be chalk. I mean, Luka was like 85% owned in that contest on DraftKings. So I just played all the Raptors. Give me all the Raptors. Give me Jason Tatum, who was 10% in that contest. Marcus Morris was like 15%. Right? A lot of people were already playing Schroeder. I was playing Schroeder and Morris across from each other. So I could have played Wiggins in that spot. I had the extra 300. But yes, I mean, I think that at their prices, it would have been much more difficult for Siakam, Trent, and Barnes to all hit, ceilings together. Like if Siakam has 56 points, like one of Trent or Barnes is going to have a snowflake. It's going to be something like that. Like Malachi Flynn is 3,100. You don't have to worry about it. You could almost exclude him. Probably you want max 2 of 3 of Siakam, Trent, and Barnes. And who cares about Flynn? Whether or not he's in the lineup at 3,100, he doesn't have to do that much. Derek Key, why are dummy lineups needed for DraftKings? They're not needed. Why are they needed? I would say they make it easier for you. I don't know why you reserve contests. You make a lineup, create a lineup first. No matter, just put in anyone you want. Just click around. I personally don't. I put in something that looks something sensible to some extent. And then you use that lineup to enter all your contests. So that when you download your CSV, the CSV just has all the lines of all the players in it. You just rewrite it over rather than having reserved entries. That's the reason why I do it. That's why I don't bother reserving entries. Just build a lineup and use that. And then if you're going to enter different types of contests, you have 2 different types of lineups. So like if you're going to play, let's say, cash games, you're going to go, I'm going to play double ups and head-to-heads and all that type of stuff. But I'm also going to play 100, lineups into the $15 contest or whatever. So make 2 lineups. I make 2 dummy lineups. You make one lineup and then you switch one player out. Right. You switch one guy out. You go, okay, my Marcus Morris lineup, that's my cash lineup. And then I go in and I can enter all my double ups and everything with that lineup. And then the Andrew Wiggins lineup that I switch over there, that's the one that I enter 100 times into the $15 contest. And then when I download the CSV, I could see, right? I don't have to look at the contest type or anything. I know that if I sort by the utility column, one is Andrew Wiggins, one is Marcus Morris, right? The Marcus Morris ones are my cash line. But then for my tournament CSV, I just delete the cash contests out of the CSV. So I don't accidentally change anything. And I make my cash lineup in like the app. In that one lineup. That's for like, 200 different contests because of all the head-to-heads and all the double ups and all the 50-50s and all that type of stuff. Then my CSV has just the other lineup times 100. And then, 2 minutes before lock, but when I do all my lineups and paste them in and upload them, then it gets changed. Derek Key says you could upload without dummy lineups for FanDuel. Okay. I just do what I've accustomed to doing for 6.5 years. Because I do that on FanDuel also. If I typically on FanDuel, I'm not playing multi-entry. I'm just playing one lineup anyway. But I would do the same. I would do the same exact thing. Build a lineup, right? First thing I would do is go in, like the first contest that I'm playing, build a lineup, then use that lineup to just enter in everything, enter in all the contests. So I have valid lineups that are still entered. Power goes out. A meteor hits. Who knows? Can't get to your computer. The internet goes down. Who knows what happens? Right. Derek Key says, you're right. DK lets you upload lineups and not enter content. Right. You could create a lineup first on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you can't. There's no create a lineup button. Understand that 99% of my DFS play is done on iOS mobile. Okay? 99% of what I do in DFS is on a phone. Now, do I build line? Understand, 99% of DFS isn't just building lineups; it's just entering contests and stuff. So I rarely bring up the DraftKings or FanDuel desktop interface on the web. Usually, the screen I'm bringing up my desktop experience is essentially this, right? Is the edit line? I mean, I go to the edit entry screen like this, right? I'm just uploading. I'm just going in here, building lineups, uploading using Excel and whatever. But as far as entering contests, I'm never looking at the lobby on desktop. So I'm on my phone. It's like what I do after this show. It'd be like, okay, let me create a lineup on DraftKings, okay, and then start entering contests. Let me enter one contest on FanDuel so I could create a lineup and then use that lineup to enter and everything else. Trey says, last night I took Luka out to see the best lineup in ownership, then put Luka back in with max the ownership as if he was not in the lineup. Okay, I guess you could do that. And Anchor Malhotra says he needs a win for baby mama payments. Well, maybe you shouldn't have gotten a baby mama. Maybe that was the problem, right? Oh, you have to win for child support? That's not a good thing. I hope you're not playing for child support. Maybe that's the reason why she left you. You were playing too much. You didn't follow the first rule of DFS. You didn't. People don't follow. I can't believe people don't. It's literally the first rule of DFS, right? Before you learn how to play, before anything, the first rule of DFS is that the first time that you win any decent amount of money, whatever you want to qualify as decent, is that you buy a gift for your significant other. You bribe them, okay? Because if you're around, I gotta, especially NBA, I gotta be on my computer from 7 to 10, and I gotta switch my lineups and blah blah blah. You have a wife or whatever, and they don't know, right? It's like, what are you doing in your office for 3 hours every night? Oh, you're playing DFS. Oh, you're wasting your time with that, right? Playing in a game, losing money. I haven't heard you win any money, right? Then you win like $3,000 or something. Then you buy him something, buy him whatever, jewelry, who knows, whatever they want. Then it's like, okay. Spend all the time you want, right? And then you make it so that if a very big hit, then they get something, whatever. Right now they're more emotionally invested in what you do. Anchor Malhotra said, okay, I guess she left me because I slept with her best friend. Well, that's a problem. So it wasn't DFS related. Right? You're just a shitbag. Right? That's it. Like, it wasn't because of DFS. It wasn't because of DFS. Oh, I just slept with her best friend. Did you at least get another 150 lineups out of her best friend? Are you sharing? Are you're both playing DFS? Or you're playing DFS? That's what you said. She was playing DFS with you, but it wasn't. Right. So you slept with her best friend, and now you have to pay child support to your I don't know what the hell's going on. You have worse things in your life. You shouldn't be worried about DFS. Worry about late swap. That's what you did. That's what you did. You shouldn't be doing late swap in your relationships. Late swap is plus EV for DFS, but it's not plus EV for relationships. Don't late swap your wife. Don't. People are being incredibly honest in the chat. It's like, oh, your wife left you with your kid because you were playing DFS too much. It's like, no, I just slept with her best friend. Well, okay. At least you're honest. At least you're honest about it. Okay, what else is going on today? Anyone got anything else in the YouTube chat? It's gonna be a short show, right? My voice is slightly holding up. It's getting there. I got to take some more water. don't know if I'm COVID positive anymore. I have no idea. Just lingering effects. Who knows? 3 days from now, I could be dead. Who knows what happens? The symptoms come and go. Oh, it's fine. Oh, and then all of a sudden, your ear hurts for no reason. Then the next day, it's fine. And then the elbow points out for no reason. You're just walking around like this. I guess it's a COVID symptom. I have no idea. That's what it seems like. You do any research online, there's 700 possible symptoms. Oh, yeah, a lot. 3 people experienced, their eyes falling out. I'm like, oh, should I have to worry about that? I have no idea. Anchor says he's an honest man. Hope we all win big. We all can't win big. We can't. That's not the way the DFS contests work. We all have the same lineup and come in first place. We don't all win $100,000. I hope your baby mama wins. Maybe your baby mama got to play DFS. That's what she's got to do. Maybe that's the only way she gets quality time with you in the DFS contests. So today, looks like Poku. If Lyle starts again for the Kings against the Pelicans, he may be a popular value play. We don't got full ownership here. I have no idea why. Getting something back and forth. I don't know if you've noticed, if you're using lineup HQ, that we now split out the player projections and the ownership. So if you want to use 2 different sources, you can. So you can see here when you upload, if you upload your own projections or another site's projections or anything you want, you could choose which ones you want for the player projections and which ones you want for the ownership projections. Now, when you aggregate, I do not believe, I haven't tested it. It doesn't aggregate the ownership projections. It only aggregates the player projections. But I think we're working on that. I think so. I have to go check on that. That is a new feature. So that's why you see 2 different drop downs here. So if you wanted to, let's say you don't like our ownership projections. You want to use someone else's ownership projections. We'll upload there, but you like our player projections. So now you're able to do that. So you don't have to include it all. You don't have to do that in Excel, right? If you were going to use one place ownership projections, one place, and you would have to put them in the same Excel to CSV and upload it. Now you don't need to. PJ Clemens says favorite Jazz players. Karl Malone and John Stockton. My favorite Jazz players. Jeff Hornacek, right? He was on some Jazz teams, right? It was the late 90s, right? Stockton, Hornacek, right? Who's the big center for the Jazz? It's a big the beard, Mark Eaton. That's who I was thinking about. Yeah, Mark Eaton, that Jazz team. That's the last Jazz team I knew. That's my favorite Jazz. What I would suggest is that you sign up for RotoGrinders Premium. Okay. Sign up for RotoGrinders Premium. And then look at the projections. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then just build good liners for the contest that you're in. That's it. Kid Cloud Clicker says, what are the box next to the players' names used for? That's if you want to do multiple actions, right? Right? So this bulk actions thing. So you select the players, exclude, include, clear exposures, right? Right? You wanted to, change anything specifically. Right? You click on that, that's all of them. Just give you a little opportunity to move stuff around easier. Multiplayer. Most of the time I'm clicking one by one anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okie doke. I think that's it. I think we're good, right? Because what we can't talk about tonight's slate. It's 8 hours away, 7.5 hours away, and who the hell knows what happens. Who's in, who's out, who's in starting lineups, right? Garland's going to matter, right? Garland, Porter's going to matter. Whether or not Lyles even starts is obviously going to matter. Even with Poku, I mean, who knows? Kick to the head 88 as a quick question that apparently takes 14 lines to write. Very quick question. Quick question. I've been playing DSF, which is the Daily Sports Fantasy, since December. Play about 300 lineups each month. Mostly daily doubled, NHL, NBA, and quarter jukebox, along with 2 cash games, $1 on large sites. I've been using the same $25 deposit still. My lowest balance was $8 so far, my highest balance being $60. Okay. This type of performance good considering the money management and contest entry? I think it is, but do not personally. I don't know. You'd have to import your stuff into RotoTracker. I don't see the point in playing cash games for $1 personally. I mean, if you're using the same $25 deposit since December and you're having fun, I guess it's good entertainment. But you'd have to get RotoTracker and put your results in. See what your finishing percentages are. What I would suggest, kick to the head, is watch, like I do this every day. These videos every day. I also have a podcast. I have about, you could probably find 700 to 800 hours worth of content that I've done. My suggestion would be start from hour 1 and then watch that. Just don't sleep with the anchor Malhotra's wife's best friend or whatever. That's my favorite part of today's show. My favorite part of today's show was I got to make money for my child support payments. I said, well, maybe you shouldn't have left her. I said, well, I slept with her best friend. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's where all your crowns are going. You're worried about your dynasty with status on DraftKings. It's all gone because you couldn't keep it in your pants. You couldn't keep it in your pants. Sleep with her best friend. Well, that's not much of her. It's not her best friend anymore, right? Does she still talk to her best friends? No, I have no idea. Most interesting part. Who cares about the value plays on today's slate? Can we have a comparison? Do we have links? How old is your kid? If you're older and the kid's like 20 years old, I don't care. Well, then you wouldn't get child support payments, obviously. You're playing child support of a 20-year-old kid. So what do you do now? Are you going out? Are you going out with her best friend now, or now are you and her best friend a couple? Anchor says I let her order whatever she wants on the dollar. You don't seem like a very good. You don't seem like a catch. You're not making your case very well. You're not making your very case because it's like, okay, you're looking for a relationship. You're paying child support because you had an affair with your previous wife's best friend, who you lured in by taking her to the dollar. That's not something you put on your Tinder profile. Probably that's not appealing, right? That's not a selling point. And Anchor says he's single now, just dating here and there. Yeah, you're going to be single for a while, right? Once people hear about you. They're after your wallet, he says. Well, most of it is going to the other person, so I don't know. And he gives good massages. I don't even know. Now I don't even know if this guy's trolling or not. I have no idea. I don't care. If you're playing the DFS and you lose, I don't care that it's not going to child support. And don't play. But if you want to play tonight, we got NBA Grinders live later today. They'll go over. Dean and everyone, they'll go over tonight's slate. Once it shakes out what the hell is going to be going on tonight. Who's in, who's out, what happening. Right, we got a big slate, 8 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. All different times. That's why I don't know if I'm going to play tonight. We got that. We got crunch time for premium members. Right. So if you're a premium member, we had a coaching call yesterday, pretty good one. So if you're part of the Blenders Game Theory channel in our premium Discord, every week or so, I do a private coaching call on Zoom. So if you sign up on RotoGrinders Premium, you get that, added value to that. And then obviously Grant's live locks. That's on, I think, every day, 2:00 Eastern. You're gonna be doing some NBA player props, stuff that's around the betting space. Go check that out. Derek Key's asking to go over the smash ratings. I would suggest watching the videos that we have on RotoGrinders, because usually the things that I've explained 178 times, you're gonna be able to find. Or you could go into the premium RotoGrinders Discord, and then we have an NBA channel, and you could participate and ask whatever questions you want in there. It's amazing how much content there is if you just watched and listened to it. It amazes me. It amazes me how any question you could ask, you could pretty much Google and find the answer to. It's amazing how you could search on YouTube for any video. It's amazing that you go on a RotoGrinders site and search for anything you want and find literally all the answers. The weird thing is, you just have to do it. That's all you have to do. It's amazing. It's amazing how if you just actually did the work, you'd find the information. It's amazing, right? But I'll be back on tomorrow to I guess go over the slate from today that I may or may not play. I don't know yet. So I'll have to be up. Look, there's a 9 o'clock game. There's an 8 o'clock game. Wednesday is wrestling night. I watch AEW. So I may not want to, with the Houston lineup, with the Pelicans, the Sacramento, with Lyles. I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll see if I'm playing. I've been doing well this week, so maybe I do, but we'll see. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, answering your DFS strategy questions as always. Although the ones that don't get asked 178 times, that you could watch videos from literally the day before that have all the answers. So I will see you then with another edition of the DFS pregame show on RotoGrinders.com.